Early in the Clone Wars, General Obi-Wan Kenobi and Commander Ahsoka Tano, fighting alongside the 38th Armored Division of Clone Engineers, are harshly defeated in a deep space battle by the separatist droid army. After losing the intense battle, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are forced to flee the area with their clone troopers in a daring escape. So, I'm going to break down the story of the clone engineer who saved the entire crew of the Twilight with his quick thinking and engineering genius. Before we get into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified as soon as the big Mandalorian second trailer releases tomorrow on Monday Night Football. I'll be dropping a massive breakdown the moment it releases, so make sure you stay tuned. The story begins following Obi-Wan and Ahsoka aboard the Twilight, where they are being overwhelmed by vicious incoming Vulture droids that are attempting to board the ship. The morale of the clone engineers on board is hanging by an incredibly fragile thread, and even the smallest of combat engagements could send any of the clone troopers past their limits. The entire Republic fleet is in full tactical retreat after a horrific failure at the battle below, forcing Obi-Wan and Ahsoka to evacuate their men away from the area. As the two Jedi attempt to evade the rapidly swarming Vulture droids, Ahsoka takes the controls and attempts to maneuver the Twilight out of trouble, while the brave clone engineers of the 38th Armored Division attempt to maintain engine power and hyperdrive stability. Unfortunately, even after the best efforts of the clone combat engineers on board, the immense amount of incoming fire from the Vulture droids has put the Twilight only one hit away from being completely disabled and left floating dead in the dark void of space. Ahsoka is incredibly frustrated that things haven't gone to plan in both the battle and the escape, but Obi-Wan cautions her that the enemy will always have a plan, and occasionally, theirs is better. Ahsoka quickly responds to Obi-Wan saying, "Better? That pincer movement they pulled in the fleet was devastating." Obi-Wan accepts that he has understated just how badly the mission has gone, but holds trust in his men that they will prove their worth and keep the ship running at all costs. Obi-Wan even comments to Ahsoka, "You didn't used to be so eager to see defeat in the eyes of others," to which the young Padawan responds, "Maybe I've seen too many battlefields." Following this, Obi-Wan explains that the brave men aboard the Twilight are the remnants of the 38th Armored Battalion. Only the lucky ones. 6 engineers from the battalion are tragically on life support in deep Bacta tanks, and 4 more have permanent long-term injuries unlikely to be recovered from. The entire 38th is shattered, as many brothers were lost and many more will never see action on the front lines ever again. And let me know if you want to hear more about the clone combat engineers, because these guys are truly brave soldiers who were ripped away from their training classes on Kamino at an early age to be specifically trained as engineers and really don't get the recognition that they deserve among the other clones. So after you've heard their story, make sure you let me know in the comments if you think they deserve more recognition. Even though they're not always on the front lines of combat, their repairs, refueling and maintenance are vital for the Republic war machine to keep moving. As the incredibly upset clones try to forget about their monumental losses, Clone Sergeant GAFFA immediately calls his men to brace as an enemy shuttle is approaching at ramming speed. This sends the entire crew of the Twilight into a fiery panic, but awaiting the impact, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are ready to repel any B-1 battle droids who attempt to board their ship. The Twilight then rattles with incredible force as it rams into the separatist shuttle with a loud clank. Immediately after the impact, Obi-Wan tells Ahsoka that she is almost as impatient as the droids before racing off to meet the droid boarding party, igniting his bright blue lightsaber. The droids immediately board the ship and are under strict orders from their general to take no prisoners and to destroy all Republic assets. Obi-Wan then immediately jumps down to greet the droids in an almost hello there style move, before shredding each of the clankers to pieces with several gracious swings of his lightsaber. How can you not love Obi-Wan? As Obi-Wan is deflecting blaster bolts from all angles and continuing to slice the B-1 battle droids to pieces, Ahsoka rushes into action with slightly more aggression than Kenobi. In the same way, Ahsoka's emerald green lightsabers hum in harmony as she slices them through the battle droids, tearing each one to pieces in a quick manner. As she is mowing down the battle droids, she even jokes to Obi-Wan that 2 blades are definitely better than 1. Let me know down in the comments right now, would you use 1 lightsaber or 2 lightsabers? Personally, I'm saying 1 purple or red blade. Obi-Wan then continues to slash through countless boarding battle droids with his lightsaber, seemingly making very little progress until GAFFA emerges from his station and offers to use his badly damaged battle tank to repel the droid invaders. Obi-Wan is thankful to the sergeant for his gracious offer, but declines because the tank is in such a bad shape that it has no chance of taking out even a single droid, on top of the fact that all of his men are unarmed. In response to this, GAFFA says, "Who needs a blaster when you've got an F-187 cutting tool?" before asking Obi-Wan to buy his men some more time so that he can begin constructing a new weapon out of the charred rubble of his battle tank. While GAFFA and the clone combat engineers begin their rigorous repair effort on the battle tank, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan face increasingly intense fire from the droid invaders. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are eventually pushed into a very tight space, where Ahsoka is able to continue cutting the legs from underneath the battle droids, but is shocked to look up and see that a horde of B-2 units and destroyers are now arriving on board the Twilight. Ahsoka quickly realizes that if they don't break free from the separatist shuttle immediately, the endless hordes of droid forces will continue to storm in and eventually wear down the two Jedi. Ahsoka then suggests that the crew depressurize the holding bay so that the vacuum of space will suck the entire battle tank out, serving as a battering ram against the incoming droids. Obi-Wan agrees that this is not a bad idea and asks Sergeant GAFFA what he thinks about it. GAFFA quickly responds to his general, telling Kenobi that it certainly is achievable, but it is not tactically viable because the clone forces would be leaving themselves wide open to attack from the Vulture droids outside if they puncture the hull of the ship. The intense battle continues to rage on as the interior of the Twilight vibrates harshly to the symphony of blaster bolts and lightsaber slashes. The metal droid bodies are piling up, but Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are very quickly losing their edge in combat because of the continuous demands of the battle. One single mistake here, and the Jedi will face their demise. Moments later, Ahsoka is blasted by one of the battle droids, badly burning her shoulder, causing Obi-Wan to call out her name in shock. Luckily, the burn isn't life-threatening, but it certainly prevents her from using the arm to defend against further blaster fire. GAFFA then rapidly appears from the back of the ship, giving Kenobi and Ahsoka gas masks, before unveiling that he and his combat engineer brothers have rebuilt the badly damaged battle tank into a new A5RX spread missile battle platform. Kenobi is very impressed with the accomplishment and immediately authorizes GAFFA to begin bombarding the droid forces with deadly blast missiles. The missiles ring through the air with a distinct whistle before absolutely decimating the droid invaders and blowing a large hole into the side of the Twilight. GAFFA and his men are even able to target the missiles at the Vulture droids outside, leaving the group with an easy method of escape. Obi-Wan then commends GAFFA for his incredible shooting and orders everyone to return to the main compartment of the ship before closing the hangar door, ready to rejoin the fleet. Moments later, Ahsoka walks up to GAFFA and apologizes for doubting his skill earlier, but GAFFA tells the young Padawan that no apology is needed. Without Ahsoka's determination to fight the droids directly, the engineers wouldn't have had enough time to construct their missile platform anyway. And to end the story, GAFFA tells Ahsoka that patience is truly a virtue, especially in the engineer battalion. Immediately after, the Twilight then blasts off to rejoin the Republic battle fleet, and the clone engineers live to fight another day on the front lines of the war, performing crucial tasks, often without any recognition from the Republic. Let me know down below what you think about the brave Sergeant GAFFA. So that was the story of the clone engineer who saved the lives of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka Tano through his genius creation. Also, remember to stay tuned for the big Mandalorian Season 2 trailer, which is dropping tomorrow on Monday Night Football. I'll be releasing a massive Easter egg, breakdown, all of that stuff, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel and make sure to turn the bell icon on to be notified as soon as I release that. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.